Hey everybody, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at funk rhythms for the guitar. Now we're going to break this down into a couple of lessons because we want to kind of demonstrate the basic rhythmic subdivision of what a funk rhythm is for most funk guitar rhythms, and then we're going to break off into some more of the left hand stuff. Alright, so let's take a look at first. Most important thing you need to understand about a funk rhythm is it's usually based in a 16th note pattern. So what we mean by that is 4 notes per beat, and we're going to be a down up strum. So let's just take a couple to start. We're going to start with a couple of simple kind of funk chord forms here. We're going to have this one. Now what I'm doing there is I'm borrowing from the 11th across the 11th fret on the 3rd and the 4th strings, and then across, the 10th fret on the 3rd and 4th strings, and on the 1st and 2nd strings across the 11th fret on the 1st and 2nd strings. All right. So we have that shape. You can call that an F sus4 or whatever, or some people can call it a C minor add 4, C minor 7 add 4 that would be. And then we come to this chord. This would be the second chord that we will rotate off of. This could be an F7 chord. This is a bar at the 8th fret across the 3 strings, 1st through 3. Then, like, say your 3rd finger here at the 10th fret on the 4th string, and then your pinky at the 10th fret on the 2nd string. So we're just going to rotate between those 2 chords. By the way, it might be easier just to kind of follow along with the PDF tab that goes with this lesson. You'll see it in the video description, a link to it. All right, so we've got these 2 chords, and now let's play some funk rhythms on them. The first ones we're going to do is we're going to first off just introduce what the 16th notes are. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, a rhythm, just like that, just basic beats. If you want to divide each one of those into 4 separate divisions, that's what gives us 16th notes. Now what that means is, here it is, here we have just each one hit once, so this would be quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we want to make each one of those equal 2, each beat, hit it twice for each beat, it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we added an upstroke between all those downstrokes, and that gave us, basically we divided each beat into 2. Now we can do that, double that, and instead of dividing each beat into just 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 divided, each one of those numbers divided into 4 separate divisions of the beat. So that is kind of like 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and, and it'd be sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you see that the 1, 2, 3, 4, those are always the first hit in the group of 4. So you're just doing down, up on each one of those. Those are 16th notes, 4 notes for every beat. So now let's take that into some little funk rhythm here. Now we're going to do a little one measure, 4 beats, and we're going to start out by playing all of the rhythms, the entire 16th, all 4 16th notes on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And on the second beat, we're just going to mute the strings. So just mute the across the strings with your fingers and go do the same hit, but these strings are muted down here, but you're going to keep the rhythm going by doing the 16th note for the beat 2, 2 E and without any notes on here. And then hold the chord again on the 3rd beat, and then mute for the 4th beat. So far we have this. Okay, then we're going to move to that 2nd chord and do the same rhythm there. Now notice how I never stop the 16th note pattern. When you're doing funk, that's how you keep the rhythm going. That's how you keep the rhythm going in a lot of styles of music actually, but it's real essential for this kind of style. You don't always have to be muting the strings and hitting the strings. You could be like, see, I'm still doing the motion, I just missed the strings when I'm not hitting. But you will see a lot of muted notes in funk. So All right, now let's try to get a little bit more technical and just really break down so you can feel each 16th note in a beat. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do 1 E and A. So I basically just hit the first 16th note. So I'm going 1 E and A, but I'm going to keep hitting the strings so you can really feel the rest of the 16th note rhythm, even though those notes aren't actually being played. So we got 1 E and A. And for the second beat, I'm going to once again mute all the rhythms. 2 E and A. So we have this 1 E and A, 2 E and A. And then do that again on the 3. Basically what we're doing is a two beat pattern and then stretching it across a 4 beat measure. So we have 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. Then switch down to the next chord. 1 E and A, 2. As you speed it up, you'll start feeling that kind of funk feel. You got to really just dig in and really accent that note. Now I'm choking off the notes. As soon as I hit it, I kill it. So just release the pressure on the strings. And that's how you create that kind of like, this hand helps with the rhythm by killing the notes rhythmically. All right, the next exercise is going to be same concept. We're only going to hit one note within the 16th note pattern, but now it's going to be the second beat. So it's going to be that upstroke, that first upstroke. So we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. So I'm just doing that pattern on the first and the third, and on the second and fourth, I'm just muting all the 16th notes. So accent the second 16th note in the rhythm. So we have this 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1. All right, the next exercise is going to be accenting only the third 16th note. So we have this 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. And the last one, of course, we're just going to accent the last note, 16th note. So it's going to be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and. There's a lot of space between that accented note, but that's kind of what funk rhythms are. It's the time in between the notes is just as important as the actual notes that you're playing. It kind of creates that feel. All right, now let's quickly shift. We're going to now, instead of just accenting one note in the 16th notes, we're going to accent 2 of the notes in the pattern. So we're going to do some a little bit different chords. We'll start with the same chord that we did here, the 10th fret. We'll do it at the 5th fret though. And then we'll do this little dominant shape here, which is 5th fret on the 3rd string, 4th fret on the 2nd string, and then 5th fret on the 1st string. So just 3 strings there. All right, so now the rhythm we're going to do on that, we're still going to do the rhythms on the 1st and the 3rd beat of the measure and continue strumming the muted 16ths on the 2nd and 4th beat. For this one, we're going to accent the first 2 16th notes. So we're going to have this 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and switch. So it's a way you can start hearing this. I'm sure you can start recognizing some of these rhythms that you've heard before, and this is what's going on. This is how you can kind of break it down and understand what's happening. Now this next one, we're gonna play the first, or we're gonna accent the first 16th note and the 3rd 16th note. So it's going to 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and. All right, exercise, the next one, is we're going to be accenting the first one and the fourth one. So it's going to go 1E and, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. You really kill those notes as soon as you play it. Just accent it and choke it out. All right. The next one's going to be a little bit trickier. We're going to accent the second and third 16th note. So it's going to go E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and. All right. So this is just giving you a bunch of exercises to practice. It really develops a really strong feel for these licks, and you just want to make them second nature. The next one, we're going to accent the second and fourth 16th note, and so here we have this 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1. I think you're getting the point by now. Just endless funk riffs. And the last one we're going to do today is going to be accenting the third and fourth 16th notes. So we have this 1E, so we have 1E and 2E and 3E. All right, so take the tab and follow along with the sheet music and try to really get these rhythms really solid. Keep that wrist nice and loose in the right hand. Just moving from the wrist and really accenting those notes, and really just kind of trying to really lock into the groove of these rhythms. Then they start becoming kind of second nature. We're going to start combining things and adding a little bit more 16th notes into patterns and do a little bit more interesting stuff. Talk about some different left-hand techniques in the upcoming lesson. All right, have fun with it. I'll see you guys at guitarlessons365.com. Bye-bye.